Hey there! So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and I was thinking about doing a title for this video. First of all, be careful to be cursing. And I guess I have one. It's very depressing to think about. And the title's like, I'm fucking having a midlife crisis right now. Ah, fuck. And I was thinking about the title, and it literally is the fact. The fact that I'm old enough to be like having a midlife crisis, that's like just scary. And the fact that like the crisis is happening, and I'm like, shit. Well, you guys know it's been a very, 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 very bumpy road for the last year. But yeah, we're just gonna go through. We're gonna go with the. We're gonna talk about the present. The present, like just how work situation's been going. We're talking about. Yeah, and then other job opportunities, and then maybe even a complete switch in my profession. Yeah. Okay. So currently, I mean, we're in slow season. It's been a little bit rough, especially last week was rough because Kaity had a family emergency. So I actually had to take care of the kids all week by myself. By myself. But then that also means I can't work nights, right? Like drop them off at daycare, but then I can't work nights because I got to pick them up, right? So I set myself available to only work days, and dude, at the cantina, it's called F&D Cantina. 4-day shifts, and granted, like my goal was never to work there, only day shifts. 4-day shifts, I think I made like $350. That's 4 shifts. That's like a quarter a quarter of what I need to survive for the right. Like ideally, like I need to make 4 times that to like cover my rent. You're right, like I somewhere in the math world or financial blah blah blah, like a quarter of your income should be towards rent, and the rest can go towards other stuff. And definitely need the money to go towards other stuff. But yeah. So last week, well, it was a specifically slow week, and also just like the day shifts are there, just insane. Like it's like you work 3 hours, the hourly $10 an hour. You work out with like $20, $30, $40, and that's it. But that obviously that was with a bit of like different situation that it was only day shifts. But then I got my schedule for the next 2 weeks, and I will have 2 day shifts, 2 night shifts. And then the night shifts are like, it'd be one thing if the night shifts are like just bonkers, where it just sort of evens out. But they're not. They're fine. Depending, they also can be hit or miss. So actually, if anything, I need to, tomorrow I'm going to text my manager and owner at Runabout, see how many more shifts I got, because I literally told them like I can't work couldn't work last week because wasn't available to, and I was able to get day shifts at my other job. So try to get as many shifts I can at Runabout. Yeah, and then like the scary thing about these day shifts, like unless you have a night shift to back it up with another job, like. It's like your whole day, right? Like you had to get up, shower, commute, like, 25, 30 minutes, work 3 hours, and then just go home. Like, what? It's just like, whew, right? Like, unless I have something to do for the rest of the day, like a night shift, it's just my whole day is sort of burnt, right? Just pick up the kids early from school, and that's it. Like, and like it doesn't really pay for anything, right? Yeah, it's just not conducive. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna have to. The only thing immediate I can do now is just ask Runabout, see how many more shifts I can get, because like right now I don't even know how schedule. I don't know. Right now, all I see is just 2 day shifts, 2 night shifts at F&D, two day shifts, 2 night shifts at F&D, and that's not gonna cut it. Yeah, so I'm gonna Runabout will give me some more shifts, but we'll see. Okay. So then in the meantime, I've been obviously just trying to apply for jobs, and I think I have an interview tomorrow. The Hilton was supposed to get back to me. They never did, even though I like bothered them again. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to pound harder. And again, I mentioned it to people, but like I'm honestly lucky and unlucky, I guess, to be in Orlando. First off, what am I lucky about? Well, how about this? It's about supply and demand, right? So lucky enough, there's supply. There's like, it's not just some small city where all you have is like the downtown and a suburb, and that's all the bars and restaurants there. And like, if you can't find a job there, too bad, right? This is freaking Orlando. It's tourist central. There's so many freaking hotels, bars, restaurants associated with those hotels, Disney or Universal. So I was thinking back on it. I've met at least like 5 or 6 people, working in industry, bar, restaurants, that work or were working when I talked to them at Disney or Universal, and all they could tell you is like, "Yo, you have to get in there." I mean, it's insane. Those jobs, getting one of those bartending or serving jobs there, it's like 6-figure job. You get all the benefits of a corporate bullshit, right? You get the health insurance, you get the paid time out, the bang, 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 bang. And that's not only Disney, Universal. Well, anyway, yeah. Hey, you should really get in the door but it's like almost impossible because like nobody, who the fuck would ever leave that job? Like one of my regulars at Sanford Brewing, he's been there like 10 years because fucking, yeah, you get a job that good, you only have to work 3-4 days a week. I think he works 3 days a week literally, and is able to like support his lifestyle and that's enough. That's enough for a full-time job in 3 days. But nobody leaves those jobs, and I've had multiple people like, oh yeah, wow, you're really good at this job. Why don't you find a job there? Big mistake. I probably should have been looking at one of those jobs while I was working at Sanford Brewing because all things have to come to an end. But then again, Sanford Brewing was such a great job, was lucrative enough that I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, this is, but obviously great things have to come to an end, right? So having a hard time, and then so that's the benefit, right? Supply exists, demand exists though too. Holy shit! Every other freaking post I see on my social media, Facebook, the Facebook groups that I'm on for people, bartenders and servers looking for jobs, people on Reddit, Facebook, everybody's looking for a job. Everybody. It's specifically in the bar restaurant industry. So it is, right? Like I'm lucky that the supply exists, but the demand is also really high. So I don't know. So part of the strategy, like I've been literally widening my net, trying my best to apply for everything I can online. But then I'm just gonna this week. I did print out a dozen resumes. So I just need to hit up those places that either a local and I know are hiring that I saw that are posted. Like, hey, I saw you're posting. Here's a resume. Here's me in person. Put me in front of the line, right? Give me an interview. So yeah, that's part of the strategy. Like, what else? And so then, what else can I do? What else can I do? Right. So I'm gonna get one out of the way. Some people, it's like, oh, why don't you just move back to New York and become an attorney? Well, first off, yeah, logistically, I can't. Kaity has a son here actually, who's 11, with her ex-husband, and excuse me, her son's here. My kids are here, and I guess I'm here. So. Yeah, Katie's not moving, and I guess I'm not moving, right? So there you go. And then B, even let's say in some magical world, I could or we could. How would I survive? Like let's say I get a great starting attorney job, or not great, like just a starting attorney job. Let's say it pays 100. New York takes 40% of that. Just rent would be half of that, right? Rent would be at least half of that 60. Sure, Kaity would have to find a job too, but that, right? Like, I don't think that's survivable. It's just so expensive to live in New York. So then where would I go? Am I supposed to live upstate or something? I don't know. But either way, in some magical world that works. Okay. One of the other options is like, well, why don't you take the Florida bar exam? Well, let me tell you guys, I thought about it and I was like, I don't think it's feasible. So I actually went out of my way to post on law firm, whatever, one of the subreddits where attorneys actually deal with this stuff. And obviously there are people in my same situation. Like, so if you guys don't know, I took the bar exam like about 10 years ago, got sworn in as an attorney, and then decided to jump into the craft beer industry instead. Well, there's other people that have done it. And so like I asked their story, like how'd you do it? And like one guy actually gave the best answer. He actually gave a great outline of like, hey, this is what you actually have to study if you want to take the Florida bar exam. And he took the Florida bar exam. These are, resources that you need. But he had a very rare situation where this was during COVID. His wife was working, so he was able to support his family. He was able to be a stay-at-home dad, where he would just like anytime he wasn't a stay-at-home dad, he would just sneak away to study. And he put in about the same amount of time that I expected. Like when I studied for the bar exam. By the way, the bar exam was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I'm done the fucking advanced system exam, so I don't know how the fuck I passed that. But to pass the bar exam, hardest thing I've ever done in my fucking life. 400 to 500 hours of studying. That's 40 hours times 10 weeks. So this guy put in all those hours. And And then the thing he mentioned, like, it's harder because obviously, I'm like a decade removed from law school, so like all that back there information is all gone. And the other thing, if you want to do it, the best way to do it would be full time, right? To full time study, because again, your brain is a leaking sieve of information. Like, let's say I only did 20 hours a week because I have to support my family, right? So I have to be working a full-time job. Plus, I'd be doing 20 hours a week. But then, like, your studying is not as good because now you're stretching it out to like half a year. And every week that goes by, you're losing more and more information that you keep trying to recover from. Again, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I was so privileged when I actually passed. This is the hardest thing I've ever done with the benefit when I took it the first time. Living at home, no bills, no kids, no job. I literally just had to be disciplined enough to wake up and study. And then at one point, I even went full sober for like a month and a half because, like, it'd be nice to have a couple beers after, a nice hard day of studying, but like it's not conducive to just that pounding of information. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop drinking. So no beer reviews or anything. I don't know. I don't have it in me. Guys, I don't have it in me because so good analogy, like. Not to put down anybody's profession, but like there's an amount of like hardness in how much you're doing something, and let's compare it to a job, right? That guy that just stands up against the wall and just makes sure nobody touches paintings. Literally, you don't do anything, right? You just have to make sure nobody touches painting. You say no, hella, and just stand there and watch that. Cool. That's maybe there's an easier job. I don't know. 10. Air traffic controller, neural brain surgeon, right? Like boom, intense, like crazy work. I don't know where to rate my job, but like a lot of times there's downtime. We're just doing side work, blowing some software, blah, blah, blah. But there's times where you like running around, you're taking orders, you're running food, you're busting that table, you're grabbing, right? Like studying. So now obviously I have to support my family. I have to work full time plus study like 20 hours on top of it. By the way, studying is not easy. If one of the hard jobs I said was a 10, I would say studying's got to be at least a 7 or 8. It's got to be to actively try to pour that 400 to 500 hours of information in your brain and retain it. Right? Like a job, like I can do 20 to 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. It's a job, right? Like, and I even like my job. I actually love my job. So like, doing that kind of work is fine. But to actively study, bro, forget about it. It's hard. It's hard. It's literally physically exhausting. I mean, I understand it's not like physical, but like the mental is physical. Like the amount of days I left Panera when I initially studied, like that's how I got out the door with my laptop, studied, and just walked out. I'm like, whoa, like it's exhausting. If any of you guys have taken a very, very intense hard job exam before, like shit. So to do that all over again while trying to do a full-time job, I don't see it. It's just going to be way too hard. I don't have the passion for it, and my life is just not set up for it. If it was the hardest thing for me to do with the perfect conditions, in what world with like a full-time job, kids running around, and I got bills, bro, and I have to extend it so that I'm trying to study all this information with like extended timeline, and oh man, I just don't see it. So so the next easiest thing to sort of compensate that would just be remote attorney work, which I have yet to do. So I could literally like be on my phone, be on a computer or something, and like practice as attorney because I'm still barred in New York. So that I haven't really looked into. There's obviously jobs for that, but that might be the career path that I need to take. So actually, this week I might probably I know I need to reach out to one of my regular friends from. She's offered multiple times to like help me fix my resume, but like this would be a non-beer resume, like bar restaurant beer resume. This would be a legal resume, which I don't really have because like I never really worked in the industry, and then like I need a resume that's sort of polished up to like conform to the fact that I have like a 10 year kind of work gap in the legal world. So yeah. And honestly, it's pretty sad to think about. Like I sacrificed so fucking much to be in this industry. Sorry, the craft beer industry. And like I barely work in the craft beer industry anymore, right? Even at Sanford Brewing, I was way too overqualified for that job. at least for the beer side, the beer knowledge side, right? Didn't utilize any of my information expertise. Makes me really sad that like I tried, and I have tried, like, because like one of the more stable and like lucrative jobs in the craft beer is a rep, sales rep gig, and I just never had the luck to do it. Again, it's a front facing kind of occupation, and like, you know, the amount of interviews I took on, and they see a 5'6", you know, Asian guy that has a law degree, they're like, what the fuck, like, get him out of here. Now, if I was 6 foot, bearded, white and tatted with a flannel, I probably would be working as a sales rep, right? So yeah, this is a little sad to think about that. I don't even really. Well, sorry, I guess I still work for a brewery, so I work in craft, but then I'll also maybe have to transition completely out of the restaurant bar industry, right? Like, that's actually like, because that just as, I mean, not just as much, but like, I do also love the bar restaurant industry. That's why I do this thing. Like, I just the occupation of it, the whole to do. Not only as a fan, but also working in it. Just like, you know, but probably might have to just consider not doing that anymore. And then, and the sad thing is, that's the only thing I'm fucking good at. I'm not a good attorney. I'm not good at being an attorney. I fucking, like a bunch of fucking Joe Schmoes, I went to law school and took a really hard test and I passed. That's literally all I can tell you about, you know, how good of an attorney I am. Versus like working in craft beer, bars and restaurants, forget about it. Like, I'm passionate, knowledgeable, love this stuff. And I've been doing it for fucking a decade, right? So yeah, I got a lot of fucking shit to figure out. Well, at least need a game plan. I got my calendar there. By the way, I don't know if it helps you guys, but I very much like it. I was missing some shit, just like doing Google Calendar or whatever. So I just got a bread and butter, like one of these guys, like, you know, fucking shit. And it's actually helpful. Like, actually visually, like, I can't walk away from my computer without seeing it. Even better, you should put it up against your wall where your computer is. But I have like a weird cabinet thingy. But and like, you know, because especially with 2 jobs, like, I can write down, hey, these are the hours you work. Because like before, I had a set schedule basically, so I knew every day that I'm working and what hours work. Now my schedule rotates, so I need to, you know, write that down. And it's between 2 jobs too, so I gotta like make sure there's no conflicts. But yeah, this week I need to work on making a legal resume. I need to pound the ground with a bunch of places that I know are hiring. Maybe hit up some places that I don't even know are hiring. Drop off a few resumes. Ideally, it works out because like it is slow season right now, but should be ramping up to busy season around October. So hopefully some places are hiring. I gotta figure some shit out. It's just it's just been very expensive how shitty work has been. It's just been, yeah, it's just has not been sustainable. So I'm happy I have a few things figured out, right? Right now, at least off the top of my head, of like this idea of me taking the Florida bar, I just that's get put to the back burner unless something happens. Like, you know, I just don't see it, right? Like the situation is way too hard to even think about me doing. And even then, even let's say I did the thing, I wouldn't even be working in law for another year, right? It would take me half a year to study, pass the bar, to get sworn in. And then I'd be starting at like the income that I'm like trying to like find right now in the bar restaurant industry. So I'd be starting there. And then after that investment of a year, God forbid I hate it. Then, right? Like, God forbid I fucking hate it. Then I'm fucked. Granted, sometimes you gotta stop, you know, tell yourself, I just have to tell myself, don't be a bitch and just figure it out. But at the very least, maybe this remote attorney work thing, I could maybe figure out. Find something like that. Because even then, if that's flexible enough, maybe I can swing a bar restaurant job on top of that. If it's not full time, right? Because at least the floor on that at least is way higher than what I'm doing now. Like, I literally just cannot survive with multiple days that I'm looking at the calendar, multiple days this week where I'm just going to be making, again, my entire day, clocked in for 3 hours making $50. Like, that's just not it. I can't do that. It's just sorry. Like I'm not. Sorry. It'll be more than that. $60, $70 maybe. Right. Granted, last week was especially slow, so I saw the real big brunt of how slow it could be. It's literally the week before kids go back to school. So Amelia, actually, congratulations, starts first grade tomorrow. But so it will actually get busier. Like, yeah, because just business really slows out for bar restaurants right around this time. But it should pick up around October, at least my experience down here. I got some shit to figure out. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, sorry for the silence. You got me thinking. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, that you sort of gave you the whole spiel. You know, I'm gonna like the easiest thing I could definitely transition into immediately is finding a better gig. But again, the problem is everything I see. Oh, I'm having a hard time finding a job. Oh, I'm having a hard time. Fuck me. I'm like, you guys are looking for work too. Fuck that. I need a job, right? And thankfully for me, I think I have a pretty dope resume and for that, but apparently not so. Like, forget about it. I don't even know what's going on. Maybe I just need to adjust my like application forms, but I have like at least like almost 10 submissions to the Marriott hotel situation. Like, again, they have like a gajillion locations, like bartender, server, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like not yet to get an interview from them. And I don't know why, because like I don't know. How about this? The problem is also, that's the other thing about my resume. It's a little bit beer heavy. Oh, sorry, very much beer heavy. And then also, I don't have corporate experience. I don't have hotel experience or working for like, I bet a lot of these places are looking for corporate experience, right? Oh, you work for another corporate overlord, therefore, but I've never worked for any corporate overlord. Well, I guess I worked for Blue Point / AB InBev for a little bit, but yeah, I bet if I worked for like fucking Outback or fucking another hotel chain or whatever, right, it would be helpful, but I don't have any of that experience. Who knows? Until next time, cheers. I don't know, guys.